So, as always, I think the last episode, the transfer window was still open. It is now shut, finito. And Arsenal were the big spenders in the Premier League, which, you would never have thought. I mean, like, saying Arsenal have spent the most, I just wouldn't believe those words would be coming out my mouth. Shalom, how would you rate our transfer business?
What I can say is time will tell, because I'm sure you guys have seen Edu's interview with Sky, and his position that the strategy was to buy young players in order for them to develop. So it's more of like he's taking more of a long-term plan rather than buying ready-made players. It's for me, I don't know. That's all I can say, because I can't really tell you these guys are going to be the greatest players in the future. Neither can I tell they're going to be crap. So as an Arsenal fan, you're in limbo. So essentially, you just have to support your team and just wait and see what happens. I can't really give you a response to your question, to be honest, Monia.
But in terms of, okay, so ingoings and outgoings, were you pleased?
I think we needed more outgoings in terms of sales, because we did more loans than sales. But obviously, as an Arsenal fan, as you look around, apart from Chelsea, it's been very difficult to sell players. But in terms of the incomings, I'm happy that we bought players. I'm happy that at least, even though there is agenda flying out there, at least Arsenal had a strategy. For me, obviously, as a football fan, I want it now. I can't lie, but I have to accept that we are not there yet. So it will come in the future. It's very tough for me as an Arsenal fan, but I just have to accept it.
Yeah, I hear that. But I just want to also just give a quick shout out to Willian, who's eventually left the club after terminating his own contract, and without even asking for any money. He was just happy to cut ties and leave the club, and just kind of makes me look back at Ozil and what he did. Obviously, Olo, how much I love Ozil. But the fact Willian just didn't want any money, just said, look, I'm done. It hasn't worked out for him, unfortunately. So just a massive respect. I think he even put on a statement just to show, look, football is not all about the money for some players. But as we know, some players, it is just for the money. Shambira and Mitch, I know you're a big admirer of Maitland-Niles, who's actually ended up staying. And I think we spoke about this as well. His whole Instagram post of saying he wants to play. He got removed from first team training, but apparently he's in the last days leading up to the deadline, they kind of worked things out. Are you happy to see him stay, or do you feel like maybe we should have honoured him and let him go?
In my opinion, I feel like he's not going to be a starter. He wants to play in midfield. That's his main thing. I don't think he's going to play in midfield for us, and he's not going to be a starter every week in midfield. He's more likely to play a right back and start there. So I feel like we've let him down. He's been at the club since a young age. I think when he said he probably spoke to the powers that be and said, look, I want to leave. And they've said, no, we're not letting you go. And that's obviously led to that post that he put. I feel like from the service he's put out for the club, him being, a homegrown player who's come through the youth system, let him go, I guess. That's what I would have done anyway. But maybe Arteta said to him that he's got plans for him, which I don't see where he's gonna play anyway, to start anyway. I think he'll be a squad player.
Yeah, it upsets me because obviously he's one of the hard workers in the club. When he gets a chance, we forget as well, towards the end of the season, he was playing like the FA Cup. I say last season, but there was a point in time when we won the FA Cup and that Community Shield against Liverpool. He started both games, he did really well. So I don't really know what's happened for him to not work out.
I think the issue was that he can't play in a back four. He can't. When he plays right back, he needs to be in a back five. So there was a point, if you remember, when we were playing three at the back, and then that's when he was playing right wing back. I can't see him playing right back, as in just four at the back. I can't see that happening because there's certain abilities and attributes that you need which he lacks. That's what I don't think Arteta sees him as a starting right back in the four.
What does he have that Chambers does?
delivery. He can't get down. He can't get down to the other end and put a good box in. Put a good ball in our box. Chambers has got better delivery. I'd say Maitland now is even like beating a man. He can do it sometimes. And again, for me, he's just he's too lethargic to be a right back or a left back who's bombing up and down. He just hasn't got that.
Didn't he see himself as a centre mid at one point?
That's what I mean. But again,
he sees himself there.
Again, that's what I mean. He sees himself as a midfielder, but he hasn't got the abilities. You know, we were talking about Saka, and we were saying some people saying that there's nothing that he stands out in.
Bro, I swear he said his preferred position is right back.
No, he said he'll play wherever we play, but he wants midfield. That's why Sam Allardyce. The reason Sam Allardyce said the reason why he took the loan to West Brom was because Sam Allardyce said to him, "Look, I'm gonna play midfield," and that's why Maitland now said, "Yeah, come, I'm coming then." If that's the case, he wants to play midfield. He's not a midfielder for me. He needs to understand that right back, that's his spot, boy.
Now, Drew, he did say he will play anywhere, but he wants to play midfield.
I read something else, man. But
where? Speak.
I think it was your Donny, man. That David Ornstein Donny, or one of your Arsenal Donnies that said like he would want to play. He'll play anywhere, but he's let the club know that his position is a fullback, a right back. He wants to be a right back. That's what I read, but I don't know. Maybe it was a David Ornstein, a fake one.
But just to wrap up Arsenal's transfer business, incomings and outgoings. Obviously, if you've been living underneath a rock, you know we signed Ben White from Brighton. We also signed Nuno Tavares from Benfica, Samuel Lokonga from Anderlecht. Martin Odegaard came back to now be permanent. Peter's favourite guy, Aaron Ramsdale, has signed Sheffield United, and we signed some right back in the last day from Japan, who played in I think it was Bologna, Tomiyasu. We'll look forward to seeing him coming in Arsenal colours. As per outgoings, Dani Ceballos didn't get a third loan extension. We ended the 2 years. Matty Ryan, that came for a little bit as a backup keeper because we've still not sorted out our keeper situation, which actually brings me to say Leno is apparently going to leave when his contract ends. So that's that with him. Luis left. Guendouzi, as we all know, is on loan to Marseille alongside with William, franchise Saliba. Shout out Toast. Joe Willock left for Newcastle on a permanent. Lucas Torreira, I have no idea what's going on with this fella, but he's gone on loan again. As we all know, William left.
People were saying he was better than Kante at one point. Mad.
Hey, boy.
Before we pass over, before we go, what's happening with him though, Torreira? Because he's not Kante, but he was good, man.
This is the thing. This is the problem, man. We'll get into Arteta if we get any more, but Arteta...
It wasn't Arteta per se. It was, I think it started with, what's his name that went to our former coach. I think he misplayed him. He was playing him as a 10, wasn't it? And also, he wasn't happy in England. So there was a couple of things which just didn't work out for him in England. And he just said, I'm going, I had enough. Went to Spain, wasn't rated at Atletico Madrid. Wanted to go back to, was it Brazil or Argentina to play in that league. And from there, I think Arteta just said, you don't want to play here, forget about it.
Mad. This one I just don't understand because I just feel like he's not going to make it now. Reece Nelson has gone and Andy's ends to play for Feyenoord. I don't know how many more.
That second choice.
My G.
And Mavropanos, he's gone to Stuttgart, is it?
Yeah, he's gone back there, I think, because I think he was there last year.
So this guy as well was another one we signed, and he's not played for the club.
Well, he's going because there's an obligation to buy for 7 mil, so that's gone.
But the thing is, Shalom, as Tabo just said there, he's never been given the chance in the Prem. He looked decent, he looked strong, he looked massive, but...
And again, it was sort of like William, where, like, you know, we were told, he's next up, and
I saw the maddest stat earlier on, Arsenal have got the 8th most expensive squad in Europe.
Yeah, in Europe.
In
the last 5 years.
In like
We've
transfer
got
market value or
more,
like how much we've spent. Yeah, like how much
So-
we've spent.
basically we've got our squad is more expensive than Barcelona's. Obviously the top four, Chelsea, Man United, Liverpool, and City are all above us anyway. They've spent more, but they're 8th in Europe and we're finishing 8th in the Premier League. Banter.
Make it make sense, Joe.
The recruitment at Arsenal
When you
is
put
a
it like
joke.
that.
And then last two outgoings, that Alex Runnarsson, our keeper from Iceland, who honestly I don't know how he's still got a career at this club. And last but not least, Hector Bellerin got his wish to, start his exit at the club and got his loan move to Real Betis.
Are they in
So
Europe, Euro Betis, or he just thought he just went like, what are they?
He just wanted to be in Spain, bro. I think he just wanted to be out.
He was getting linked to Inter at one point, wasn't he?
Yeah, those other links, but nothing came through. Nothing came through. But sticking with you, Char and Prez, we're gonna move over to the bedside of Manchester.
The winners. The winners of the window and the winners of England soon come.
Winners of what, bro?
And winners of England soon come.
Say no more.
So can we get this live on air, Chart and Prez?
Yep.
Are you not winning a trophy?
Munya.
Because I had a chat with a certain on Saturday, yeah.
I said trophy. I said trophy, yeah. I said trophy, and it has to be a trophy of note, not like a Carabao.
But you said you will win like a trophy. So Prem,
yeah, facts.
Prem champs or FA Cup. Are you putting FA Cup in the
significant? Yeah, put FA Cup in there, man. I think he needs a cup. Like I said that he needs a significant cup. It's been a lot. I mean, I was even having the same conversation with Charles as well in the middle of where we were, and and yeah, man, it's really that or bust at this point. But yeah, man.
Oh, so this is his last chance
for me. It's not because he's signed a new contract. So unless
it's not going to be, but I mean, in terms of as a fan,
fair enough.
So going back to the boys at United, how would you lot rate your transfer business?
Yeah, I gave it a 7. I think a 7 was what I gave it at the time that we did our last piece of business. So it's not changed since then. I think we did well to at least attempt to shift some people along as well in terms of loan moves. So yeah, I think overall, I think the obvious reasons why it's only a 7 is the lack of DM. We didn't look to spend in that area, and we also haven't been able to tie down. And this is just kind of like a personal one for me. We weren't able to tie down Pogba to extending his contract, and I feel like at this point, this is his last season effectively, in my opinion. So. Yeah, 7, solid 7, man. Solid 7. I think we did with some good business in attacking areas, obviously getting Varane in as well. So yeah, man, solid 7.
Hey, speaking of 7, Char.
Let go. Yeah, man. Yeah, I'm probably going to go over 7.5 personally. 7 being obviously the lucky number, but no, 7.5 probably, just because obviously it probably would have been 6.5 or 7, but I think that Ronaldo signing is just it's a bit of a game changer in my eyes. I think, to put it in context, and obviously everyone looks at Ronaldo and thinks, yeah, he's old. I'm not really sure what he can do in the Premier League. Like everyone knows he'll score goals. However much he will, it's obviously remains to be seen. However, just to remember, he outscored a striker who cost a club that were sort of going directly against 93, 92 mil.
Jake, I wouldn't have that personally.
No, it's not an act though. It's just in comparison, the person that's meant to be finished is the person that obviously can still do enough that he's on par with a 93 mil striker. That's my point. I'm not saying that Lukaku's not Ronaldo, but I'm just saying that that's the context that we need to go by. Like, forget if we weren't looking at ages, we'd be looking at stats. Ronaldo wouldn't be the worry really. So yeah, it's a big game changer in our eyes. How we go about fitting him into the team, I think that's the reason why I'm giving it 7.5, because I don't even know how it's going to work. But yeah, obviously it remains to be seen. I'm excited to see what sort of future holds in that department.
I think we need to kind of get something straight about this Ronaldo thing as
Definitions as well, yeah.
Because people, like, again, non-fans obviously adding their propaganda and whatever else into the mix and saying, 07, 08 Ronaldo he's not going to be that guy, and United fans shouldn't be expecting him to be playing to those levels. I mean, he's not played like that we're approaching 10 years since we've really seen that version of Ronaldo in full flight. So he's completely reinvented his game. You give him chances in the box and, more times he will bag, hence why he still gets so many goals at the highest level. So, this idea of he's coming to roll back the years and give us 07, 08 Ronaldo, I think we can put those theories to bed, in my opinion.
Do you think people actually think that? Sorry, Chris.
Brother, I've had conversations with people in it, like, that are, non-United fans, and saying that he's not going to be able to do that. So, United fans shouldn't have this expectation.
If people are expecting Ronaldo to be dribbling past two guys and then cutting it and banging it from 40 yards, then just forget about it. There's no point watching United, because it's not going to happen.
Facts.
If you're looking for almost like an upgrade of what we saw in Cavani last year, then
so basically headers and pens.
That's all we need him from.
I've got a question, I've got a question for United boys, but also everyone else. Do you think Ronaldo has to almost prove himself again in the Prem? He is Ronaldo. He has nothing to prove. But do we think he still has to?
I think the wording's wrong. I think he doesn't have to prove anything, but like he has to. He has to show up. There's I understand where Charles is coming from in terms of the price tag and whatnot, but we said it last weekend. Ronaldo doesn't come to United, moving away from Juve, to finish second with no trophies,
basically,
and. Whether or not that's Ronaldo's fault, if that happens again, it's still going to be on him, and that's because he's Ronaldo. And whether it's fair or not, so I get where you're coming from in terms of prove it, but I don't necessarily agree. I think it's just expectations are raised.
No, I don't think so neither. He has nothing to prove in my eyes. But I've seen those conversations where. What did Graham Souness say? He was like, Ronaldo would not stand up against like Virgil van Dijk and things like that. And it's like, these conversations are boring, man, because, even at his old age, man, last season, this season even, he moves mad against anyone. You get me? So I don't really understand those conversations, but I just want to ask.
I think as Jake said, it's the wrong wording. I don't think it's a case of he needs to prove himself. However, do I think he's going to be satisfied to score 15 goals in Premier League only? No. He's going to come in and he's going to want to be the star attraction in it.
And win games.
And win trophies. So I think that's what the expectation comes from personally.
There was a stupid chat about Ronaldo. I think it's back to his United days where he has scored at least a goal every other game. That is for what, 12 years?
You've seen a stat where I think he's outscored every single one of our strikers.
Yeah, that is so dumb.
300 goals. It's nuts. He's mad basically.
I feel like he's going to be the final piece to helping Ole get his first trophy at United. I mean,
he has to be. He has to be. What else have we signed him for? We literally signed him for the brand and the cups.
You're bringing that winning mentality and experience as well. So yeah, man, there's going to be a lot for Ronaldo to bring to United.
But just know I'm here if it all falls down, boy.
Of course, Joe.
I wouldn't be expecting any different, mate.
Listen, life has been good since he left, and now I'm just stuck because, boy, I can't see him getting at it, but at the same time, I can't let United prosper. So yeah, boy, it's peak. So obviously, Chelsea, he didn't take shots, but he probably takes shots at Chelsea there. Jake. You brought back Lukaku, a homecoming, but you also did some business alongside of that. How would you rate your transfer business?
Very good. Very, very good. I mean, 2 holes in our squad, striker and central midfield depth. Got them both. We sold £90 million worth of academy talent. So we actually, the Athletic said, our net spend was positive 37.9 million.
That's so sick.
Hey, do you feel, are you almost happier about your outgoings than you are your incomings?
It's a really
As
interesting question.
As backwards as it sounds.
Yeah, I get where you're coming from. I mean, to make that amount of money in a COVID year,
nuts.
That is like, early spoiler, my shot at the bar is going to be from Marina, but I'll go into it then. It is fantastic work to do all that, especially in the limited amount of time that we have. Like, you think you've got the Euros and Copa America on the same time, so players aren't focusing on leaving. And then so really it was what, a month, and she's managed to get out the door like £40 million for Tammy Abraham, boys. 40. Like, I don't care how well he's doing in Serie A at the minute. That is a stupid number for a man who didn't play in 6 months.
He has a decent goal scoring record for his age, though. I would slap that tax on as well, to be honest.
Yeah, without a doubt. But it's in a COVID year, and I know obviously there have been some massive deals, but still to do that, it's fantastic.
From
work.
an Italian club as well. That's yeah.
Like you man basically got your P's back from what you spend in it with the outgoings as well. So
we've made 40 million near enough. Like, we all,
Crazy,
I know a lot of Liverpool fans that I know outside the pod, they love to talk about how they can't spend more than what they bring in. And it's an admirable approach. Well, we've got 40 million in the bank for next season before we even start. And then we think about last season when we spent 200 million. Well, that was left over.
But your academy is fake, though, man. Like, that academy of Chelsea is so fake, because you guys produce just not even world class, but just below that ballers, and they wouldn't even get in your team. So you can sell them for 30 to 40 million. It's unfair, man.
We sold Fikayo for Tomori for 25 million. That is half the price of Ben White. I know which deal I prefer. But it was like a fantastic window for us to get Saul in on the last day. I know he's had a bad 18 months to 2 years, but he could be exactly what we need in our centre midfield depth, especially with N'Golo getting a little bit more injured and Jorginho getting up there in years. They can't take all the strain themselves. And Kovacic and now Saul, let's put it on this way, those two signings, we should be challenging for the title. There's nothing else to it.
I'm glad you said it, Jake, because the energy doesn't seem to be there for Chelsea Donnies from everyone else. So I'm glad you brought that up, mate.
Yeah. I'm not going to go into that for your point of view, but we should be challenging for the title. We go too deep at every position. We've got the quality at it now. There's no reason why we shouldn't. Put it that way.
You're European champions.
Yeah.
I'm expecting it too, bro.
And you know what? We've started out the year with 7 points from 3 games. We're doing well. You just need to keep it up. And I think Tommy Tuchel, he's got a plan in action. He's got the players for it, and they're all working hard and they're all enjoying their football. Yeah, and you add someone in like Lukaku, who is gonna we've seen it already. He is a game changer for that squad, an absolute game changer.
You guys are playing with a form of arrogance. I can't lie. We'll see how that is. So, we'll see how long that lasts for.
Look at Charles. Ronaldo's back. He's chatting.
Let me chat. Until the game started, and I'll be like, these men are dead.
Don't hold him back. But yeah, man, again, as per standards, set an example, Chelsea Football Club, a proper run club, man. Proper run club. Andy, looking at the back, you sounding kind of depressed, fam. Did you man even sign anyone, or what? What did you mean?
That Konate, innit?
We signed Konate at the top of the window. That's it, man. That's it.
Early business, get out the way, innit?
Yeah, man. No, it is. But
how do you rate it then, boy?
Apart from that, nothing else came in. Not much went out. I think we sold one of our strikers that never actually played for us, Taiwo Awoniyi. I can't even pronounce his last name, but he's a Nigerian. He went to Union Berlin. Sold it for 4 million or something. And then we also showed Shaqiri. We sold Harry Wilson.
You got 25 M's for Harry Wilson, didn't you?
12 from Fulham, which is crazy. That's like a quarter.
It was 12. I don't know where 25 from. That's from a championship club. That's a decent little fee.
Yeah, but I think Harry Wilson, that's his level. He's apparently he's performing for them as well at the moment.
I watched the first game of the season.
So are you? I guess you're kind of at peace with that departure then, because I know there was small promise from the Liverpool camp for Harry Wilson.
Yeah, he's not explosive enough for me, man. He can do everything else well. Technically, he's sound, but he's not explosive enough to be like a winger for us. If you compare him to like Salah, and that's why maybe Shaqiri also didn't really make it for us as well. So yeah, but I mean, apart from that, only Konate came in. You can say that our injured defenders coming back can be looked at as new signings. Harvey Elliott, who had a good loan move at Blackburn, can be looked at as a new signing. So this is exactly. So this is what we have to deal with as a Liverpool fan, man. I'll rate a 5 out of 10, man. It's good that we kind of stacked in the centre back position. That was our Achilles heel injury-wise last season, but that wasn't our problem last season. Our problem was obviously the attackers putting the ball in the net. So we didn't really address that this summer in terms of backup for our front four. So yeah, I'm very intrigued to see, if the vast majority can stay fit for the vast majority of the season, then we should be up there with the usuals. But if not, then it's looking peak. So let's see.
And Andy, you just mentioned obviously the centre back position is now stacked. Yeah, so obviously you got Matip, VVD, Konate now.
Gomez.
So in terms of like rank order, because obviously, there's probably going to be times where you'll probably rest VVD or, there might be injuries here and there. Where would you say Konate ranks in terms of?
I think Konate is like behind. So it will be VVD, Matip, Gomez, and then Konate. Okay. Simply because of experience and everything.
So do you guys sign him for the future then?
I think so. It has to be of the future because obviously Matip will probably be moved on in a season or two, maybe next season or the season after.
30.
He's either 29 or 30. He's my age, man. Yeah, he was top 10 Ballon d'Or, 2010. Don't get it twisted, lads.
Yo, Drew, how do you feel about Salah requesting $500,000 for his new contract?
That's fake, man.
Is that too fake?
That can't be true.
That's fake.
Not from
I heard he's requesting $500,000 a week for his new contract.
He's the only one that's holding out, isn't it?
Yeah, he is holding out for a contract that's significantly higher than what we usually pay our players. Like, so basically above our wage structure, basically. That I do know, but not 500. That I don't believe, to be honest.
Do you think he can get that at, say, a PSG?
I think PSG are seriously looking at him, especially if Mbappe moves. I was having this conversation with you guys in the group chat, but I think they will look at him for sure. If looking at this contract situation, looking at if Mbappe goes to Madrid or wherever, I think he'll be the next. He'll be the next one up, or if not Haaland, but I don't know.
So as a Liverpool fan, should you be prepared for Salah to go once Mbappe leaves then, due to the fact he hasn't signed a contract?
I think FSG need to make quick work of Salah and give him kind of what he asked for. I know it's not 500k, but if I've heard like 380k he's asking for. I think Liverpool should give it to him because he more than deserves it, man.
Because what's Varane on? Varane and Ronaldo are on high wages as well, so he can say, I'm
that United wage structure though.
Yeah, but it's different, bro.
I get that. But
yeah, I know he wants to be. Yeah, he wants to be. Yeah, but that's Salah's argument. He's a top player in the league, and he wants to be earning like the top players in the league. So that's his argument towards the Liverpool board, which is fair. And apparently Liverpool, they're looking to do that for him. But are they going to go ahead with it is the question. And yeah, it remains to be seen, man, because they're taking age into consideration. Obviously, Gini Wijnaldum left as well. And there was also discrepancy in regards to how much he wanted to get paid. Henderson, they also was not going to offer him an improved contract in terms of wages, but Jurgen Klopp had to intervene there, and now he has signed. So you can see that with the older players, FSG are looking kind of
How old is Salah again, by the way?
He's also 29, man.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's a big. Yeah, fair enough.
But I think he would last for a good another 3 to 4
You reckon
years.
because his USP is his pace, isn't it?
But he's very he's what do you call it? Like professional, man. He looks after himself well, man. I think.
Yeah. No,
provided he stays injury free for a couple of seasons.
Yeah, fair enough.
Can happen.
Plus, he's not your typical winger that. Yeah, he sort of. It's kind of just sort of like fast, quick movements rather than like
bursting, running.
Fair enough.
Yeah,
fair enough.
So no Tosin no Calvin, I should say, for Spurs, and no Tosin to be able to cover Calvin. But Spurs, I mean, obviously you don't really follow them. Christian Romero, I believe they signed, and I don't know anyone else they signed. If anyone knows, but I know.
the Gio Donny.
They sounded right back from Barca. Was it Emerson? Not Emerson.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Emerson. Yeah, they signed him as well.
Emerson Royal.
Yeah.
Backup keeper. Oh.
Backup keeper, the one from Atalanta, right?
Yeah.
The rapper one. Yeah.
The rapper, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Spurs' biggest move was keeping Kane. That's what their transfer window gets summed up by.
Bro, they're frustrated, Kane. They didn't keep him. They just frustrated the hell out of him. He just thought, allow it.
Yeah. He said, "Fuck it, I'm here to stay."
I'm here to stay.
Slapped on the old ball and chain, man.
Imagine, dog. City offered 150, and said no.
Apparently they didn't. They didn't. Man.
Really?
No,
if you listen to last week's pod, Shalom, Jake explained it, fella.
The most they offered was in cash 75 million plus 25 in add-ons, or I think it was something like 75 plus players. They were prepared. They were apparently prepared to go that high, but they didn't offer since June. Like there was no indication that like Harry Kane played his cards well wrong. He really messed up that situation. But yeah, like Levy played it brilliantly. He just let Harry Kane make mistakes. And now everyone thinks Levy's done really well, which, to be fair, he has. So I think Spurs had an okay window, but like it doesn't... what was Kenneth's phrase like 2 weeks ago? Move the needle.
Yeah.
It hasn't done anything of substance to make me think they're... Like, West Ham's window, you think them, they've signed Zuma. They've signed... Who else did they sign?
Signed a couple of Czech players.
Yeah. Like they've made moves to like really strengthen their weaknesses that were good within budget. You think of Leicester's window when they're signing Sumare and Daka and Vestergaard. Spurs' window in comparison, like it doesn't give me as much confidence. It doesn't give me less.
But nor did they sell their key players, quote unquote, apart from Sissoko. So
also, Son signed a 6-year contract, which is a kind of a segue for me to ask: why do players do that? Because next year he wants to go, and he's going to go back to the same issue with him, and I don't get that.
That's that. I said death row. That Suge Knight right hand on your shoulder,
it, man.
that grab that pen, boy.
Sign it in blood, man.
But because what's his name? Donny from Newcastle. What's his name?
ASM.
Yeah, ASM.
Yeah.
He's got a mad long contract, 8 years or something. Or no, he's got a long contract as well. So,
but I don't get it. Like like except he thinks he's going to stay at Spurs for the rest of his career.
No. I think there's release clauses in this contract.
Oh, just one thing to put on that: Son is 29. So the difference between Kane, like Kane signed off his prime years, sorry. Like he signed his 24 to 31, 25 to 31. Son's just signing up for his late career Renaissance. Like,
he's finished now.
29, 30, and then he's going to start declining. Like he's a speed merchant. You think of him at 33, still pocketing 200 grand a week.
Yeah, laughing.
I'm saying this is possibly a good time to get a move to say Bayern or something. That's why
bro, that London living. Don't underestimate London, you know.
I think he loves the club as well, man. Low key.
Fair.
They love him as well, innit? They brought him in at the time, and it's just.
I do agree with you, Shalom. Those 6-year contracts in general are just.
They're nonsense, man.
Yeah.
I must be having hella clauses in that before I signed that.
It better be better than Harry Kane's contract because we know there was no clauses in that one by the looks of it, boy.